Hey my friends, every time around this time of year, I start preparing for the upcoming sports seasons. It's 5 things that I do. Number 1, the first thing that I do is make sure I have credentials, that I have a press pass, that I am allowed access to the areas that I need to get to make great images. Such as in football, I like being out there right during the coin toss because you can get some great shots of the kids where they're looking up, or you can get the ref flipping the coin up in the air. Number 2, I check my gear, make sure everything's functioning properly, everything's clean and ready to go. If I've sent anything out for repair, I want to make sure I have it back and I've tested it so that it is ready for action. Also make sure batteries are looking good, that I don't need to replace any of those, as well as SD cards to make sure I have plenty of media capture cards so I can store all these images. Number 3, social media and my website. I take a look at my social media, make sure those accounts are looking good, and I check the website. Double check just to see how things are looking, make sure it's still navigable. Is that even a word? Make sure they can navigate the website easy enough. And sometimes I make some tweaks here and there because I just don't like how it looks. I have 2 websites. One is more local for Oregon only. The other one is basically worldwide. At one point I had 5 reporters from 2 countries, United States and Canada, giving me information for the website. And in return, what I do for them is help them get a press pass or the credentials they need to have the access they need to be able to cover all these events. I will leave links below for those 2 websites. That way, if you want to check them out and maybe get some ideas, maybe you're just getting started and you're thinking, I want a website. I want to get away from just Instagram and Twitter. I need something a little more legitimate. That's the place to do it, is a website. And you can check those links. And then, if you need some help creating a website, let me know. I'm more than willing to jump in and see what we can come up with. Number 4, the 4th thing I do is check my photo selling website. Instaproofs is what I use. I like to look and see what photos have sold in the past, what people are viewing, what they're looking at. Because sometimes, like in basketball, they might like jump shots more than they like somebody going in for a layup. So I like to see which images are selling the most. That way I can recreate those and push those out to the public and maybe make a few more sales. I'll leave a link to that as well. Number 5, the 5th thing I do is take a look at my old photos, such as football, soccer, volleyball. I haven't looked at those in about 9 months, 10 months. I go back and review those images. I don't look at the good ones. Well, eventually I will. I start with the really bad photos that I didn't select. I don't delete anything for a couple of years, truthfully. This way I can take a look at the photos and see what happened. Maybe it was my fault that the image just didn't come out good. Or maybe it was one of those darn officials who seem to get in the way during many photos, as I'm sure you guys can attest to. Now, once I do all that, take a look at those, and then I will look at the photos that I decided to keep and push out to the public. I want to look at them to make sure I still like them, because sometimes I'll look at some of the images that I pushed out and think I could have done better. The settings were just a little off, or most likely it's the editing and post-processing. I've changed my style over the years, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't like that as much. The highlights are still too high. I need to bring the shadows out a little more. And also, I like to take a look and see the locations I use and see which ones, like say on a football field or soccer field, which angles look the best for this type of field. Sometimes there are ugly banners in the background advertising J&J Auto Body Wrecking, Salvaging, and Donuts, which doesn't make for a great background when you're taking, say, baseball photos or softball photos. Now there is one more thing I do. We'll call it number 6, and that is probably the most exciting part of this whole thing, is looking to see if the schedules have been posted. Once those schedules are posted, I get so excited. I can't wait. I grab my gear and I'm just antsy to get out there and shoot, even though it might be a month or 2 away. Another reason I kind of look at the schools that I'm covering is because some of these schools are so small. They're so small, they're not even a blip on most other media's radar. And I feel that's detrimental to the kids and makes them feel left out. If you're curious on how I decide what schools I'm going to shoot and how I do my scheduling, check out this video right here. Or if you think, maybe your gear is holding you back, but you're not certain, check out this video right here. I cover that as well. And once you're done doing all this and making sure you are prepared, find anything you can. I don't care. Maybe go shoot some wildlife. The only way to get better is to shoot. And that's why I always say, get out and shoot.